Well, hey there, Just Be Real. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hey, AL. Happy holidays to you too. I am doing great. Thank you. Hey, Free Indeed. Hey, Doreen and Precious Jackson. How are you? Welcome. How are you doing? Hey, Tracy Lee. How are you? Welcome, you guys. Hey, Elf M. Hey, Telsha. How are you? Okay, so you and Just Be Real are on right on time. Hey there, Kate Cole. How are you? Hey, Irma Hill. Jello to you too. Hey, Mike. How are you doing? And as who's that? The good girl. Hey, good girl. How are you? Hey, Fiona. Merry Christmas to you too. T not late. I know T's on time tonight. Hey, Maria. Hey, LaShawn and Nashia and Hadassah. Beautiful name. E Mac. How are you? How are you doing? Let me see. Hey, is it Dane? Hey, Dane. Oh, Leavenworth was wonderful. So I apologize. I did not put anything on. My daughter asked me to make it a private event, just me and her. And so I honored her wishes. So I didn't post anything. So I'm sorry, you guys. Happy holidays to you too. Happy birthday, Michelle. From Dallas. Yes. I'm doing fine, Telsha. How are you? Hey, Keith. How are you doing? Happy holidays and happy Kwanzaa to you too. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I got my ugly pretty sweater on. You guys are supposed to be sending me, I only got one person to send me a picture so far. You got to send me pictures of your ugly sweaters so I can do us a tribe photo. If you don't want to show your face, just do your t-shirt. I mean, do your sweater and send me a picture of your sweater. Thank you. Hi, Rosetta. Hey, Pastor Horn, how are you doing? Pastor Horn, send me a email. Is Dr. Carmen Bryant, DrCarmenBryant at outlook.com. Just send me an email and then I'll send you my information. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, they did. Thank you, Free Indeed. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, Cynthia, how are you doing? Austin, Texas. All right. My daughter lives in Austin. Houston. Welcome, Houston. Carlita, how are you? Pittsburgh. All right, Pittsburgh in the house. Who's over here? Hi, Mimi. Hi, Alicia and Nicole, Taronda, Chan. How are you? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see who else is. John Doe, how are you? I'm going to get to those questions. That's a big question. Hey, Fiona. Let's see who else. Who else is on here? Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Priya. That's a pretty name. Well, I'm glad you finally caught me live. Welcome. God's love. How are you doing? Australia. Hey there, down under. You can't buy an ugly sweater. You can't. Mine is a pretty ugly, pretty sweater. It's all right. I mean, it's not something I wear on a daily basis, but it's a pretty ugly sweater. It's all right. Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Connie, how are you doing? Montana in the house. Merry Christmas to you too, Stella. Hi, Connie. Well, thank you so much. Ohio in the house. All right. So, Mimi, I was just telling someone, I'm glad you found me too, Miss Nicole. Mimi, I was just telling someone over here that I put it out. I spoke too soon, and I said that I was going to record and I was going to post pictures. I apologize because when I went with my daughter requested that it just be me and her and that I don't film or record. And so I wanted to honor her wishes and, so it just be mommy and daughter. And so she asked me not to. And so I wanted to honor my daughter and just make it a private event. And so I'm sorry for speaking up too soon. I did not consult with my daughter because it was our trip and she didn't want everybody involved in the trip. She just wanted it to be me and her. And so I did not, do any recording or anything to honor her wishes. So I wanted to honor her wishes. Well, thank you so much, Irma. Merry Christmas to you too. All righty. Let's see. Let me scroll through, make sure we got everybody. Is everybody coming in? You love Montana? Well, thank you so much, Nashia. Thank you guys for being so understanding. I appreciate that. Hey, Miss Clara. Hey, JD. You said as hard as it been as denial, I've had been no contact for a week and one. Has not been easy, but I'm doing it. Go, girl. Or dude. I don't know if it's girl, dude. I don't know JD's girl, dude. I'm sorry. Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you so much, Brandy. Hey, bounce back. I like that name. Oh, North Carolina. I should be in North Carolina, I think in April. I believe in April. I have to contact Miss Tiara and talk to Miss Tiara. Many blessings to you too, God's love. Well, howdy, Stevie Bananas. How are you? I thank you. So you allowing me to have family time. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Mimi. I appreciate it. I did. I wanted to honor her wishes. She did ask me that. And so we were doing mommy daughters. And you guys know when you're coming out of situations like this yourselves, it's very important that, when your kids, because remember, when you're dealing with narcissist abuse, and for those of you that are co-counter-parenting with a narcissist, you remember that narcissist takes the right away from your children. They take the right away for them to think for themselves. They take the right away for them to be able to join themselves with you. They make them feel bad. Remember you talking about parental alienation, and a lot of times they make them feel bad about even having a joyful time with you, whether you are the visiting parent or whether you are the what's the word I'm looking for? The visiting parent, or the custodial parent. And so a lot of times you have to remember that when you're dealing, you counter co-parenting with a narcissist, that narcissist takes the right away from children of their privacy. They take the right of their personal space. They will, what's the word I'm looking for? They'll manipulate the children into making the children believe that you are the dysfunctional one. And so, I tell you guys, because I practice it just like I tell you guys, it's hard to have to reparent children, especially when they're visiting back and forth with a narcissistic parent, where you have to try to be as normal as possible and make things normal as possible. Honor your children's wishes. I'm not saying your child is asking for something that is just, above and beyond or out of the norm or anything like that. We have to have boundaries as parents as well. But when they're asking something, you honor those wishes. You understand that they don't have rights like you would think they would have with that narcissistic parent. And so you make sure that you honor the wishes of your children, especially when the children are wanting to spend time with you, quality time with you. Take that opportunity and spend quality time with your children. Honor what they ask. It's simple requests. Honor their space. I ask her for a hug. If she doesn't want to give me a hug, I don't give her a hug. I do that with all my kids. I ask them to hug me, or sometimes most of my kids kind of get a hug from me anyway. But I respect their space. I respect touch. And you remember, a narcissist parent looks at their child as if that child is personal property. So there is no such thing as asking for permission to do anything. I'm the parent. I can do whatever. And so it's very important that you honor your children and show them that they have choices. You don't, you ask them if you can hug them. You ask them if you can have a kiss. You ask them if I can touch you. Ask them questions. Hey, Miss Robbie, we miss you, Miss Robbie. We really miss you. We miss all that laughter. We have jokes that you have not been. We got to replay all the jokes, Miss Robbie. We miss you. But it's Dr. Carmen Bryant. It's DrCarmenBryant @outlook.com. But you guys, just take in consideration, those things that okay, so it's 9:30. You guys give me 30 minutes because I've already been talking. So give me 30 minutes, okay? Because I'm kind of tired because I had a long day yesterday and I had a long day today. And so just give me, and then I got new glasses, so my eyeballs are hurting. So, but guys, give me about 35 minutes. Okay, so about 35 minutes. You guys, depending on how it flows and everything, give me about 35 minutes, okay? But you guys remember, you got to honor your children, because a lot of times children's rights have been taken away. Their right to personal space, the right to personal property, to the right to privacy, and so even, it's sad because in the average, a lot of times with children that have not been exposed to this type of trauma or abuse, it's pretty much like, give me a hug, let me play with you. But when you're dealing with a child that also has a narcissistic parent, you have to do things and you have to teach them boundaries. You have to teach them personal space, good touch and bad touch. You have to teach them that they have the right to say no. You don't have the right to, we want to hug the kids and everything. They get to a certain age, they don't want you to touch them. They don't want you to touch them. You never know what has happened, with that other parent. And you don't know what that other parent has told that child to prevent them from saying anything to you out of fear, or have them believing that and that you support that parent or you support that narcissist. And so a lot of times those children end up being very angry at you. In their mind, they're assuming that you know what went on or what's going on or what the other narcissistic parent is doing, and you don't know what that narcissistic parent is doing. And so you're doing the best you can to build trust and build a relationship with your child so that your child will be open enough to talk to you, but you don't know what that narcissistic parent has said or how they may have threatened or the lies they've told, because they're manipulators. And you remember, when you are in a relationship with a narcissist, remember how they manipulated you, and you are an adult. So imagine the stress, the trauma, the domestic violence you went through, and how it messed with your mind, how your hormones were all off, how you were dysfunctional and dysregulated. So if that was happening to you as an adult, and you're going to look for therapy to try to unwind you, and some of you guys have been so traumatized, you're trying to unwind and trying to get help from a professional. Imagine a young child whose mind is still developing. Their mind is still developing, their emotions still developing. They're unable to articulate themselves. They're unable to express how they feel, and then being told it may be wrong at how they feel, or it's stupid how they feel, or you don't have any. I tell you how to feel. I don't know what happened over here to my YouTube feed. I don't see anything, so it's not scrolling. So I don't know what happened to my feed. I think it kind of froze. Let's see here. So I think my feed froze over here on YouTube. So let me just read what I got. So Miss Camille says, I was raised by a narc and later married one. You articulate in a way I need to hear it and help my experience make more sense to me. So grateful for you. Love your work. Oh, thank you so much, Camille. I appreciate you. Hey, Ricky Lynn, how are you? Thank you so much. I mean, you know what? One thing that I learned when I was going through my doctorate program, and it made a lot of sense. I have a doctor of education. So in the educator, being within the levels of a professor, creating curriculums, creating educational programs, research, that kind of stuff. And so one thing that I learned going through the doctor of education is when I went for, you have to do a residency. I did like a 2 or 3 day residency. And so when you do the residency, you meet the professors that are actually like teaching the courses. And one of the professors came up and said, he made us go look up the term education in the Latin. And he said, do you understand, as an educator, he said, you're only as smart. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter the grade point average you have. It doesn't matter how articulate you are or what kind of language you speak, but you're only as smart as your audience. And he says, your responsibility as an educator is to bring people to your level. He says, you don't go so high and have these big conversations with people where they don't understand what you're saying. You're supposed to take information and break it down to the lowest denominator so that everybody understands and everybody will come up to the level at where you are. You shouldn't be intimidated by the people that you educate, and you shouldn't be intimidated by the people that you're educating. You have to bring them up to that level and teach them. I don't know what happened to my YouTube over here, you guys. Can you guys still hear me? Is anybody over on YouTube? Can you guys hear me over here on YouTube? Because I don't see any comments coming through. I don't know what happened, but there are no comments coming through. Can somebody over here on Facebook tell me what happened over here on YouTube, if that's okay? Because I don't see any comments coming over here on Facebook either. But Miss Nicole said, all because of you, I'm healing so much faster. Thank you so much. But I don't know what happened over here on YouTube, you guys. I don't see, there's no comments coming up, nothing. I don't see anything. So I don't know if you guys are still there. Can you hear me? Facebook, do you know what has happened over here on YouTube? I don't know what has happened in YouTube.